Hey guys, welcome to the October free card class to go tutorial. Thanks for tuning into my channel. My name is Teresa and I'm independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Before I actually dive into what products are used for the October card kits, I just want to briefly mention my allergies are about ready to kick me, and I'm going to do my best to make it through this video without a coughing spell. I've had to wait several days because I just couldn't speak, and my husband suggested I wait a couple more days because people would think I was trying to impersonate Willie Nelson. So, of course, that caused me to have a laughing spell and choking and coughing. So, hopefully I can make it through this video without any issues. So, I appreciate you guys' patience on this. So let me go through the items that I've used to make the 3 kits. I've started leaving myself notes as to where I can find some of these products because I can't keep up with what's online and what's in the catalogs. So this one's found on the online exclusive. It's the Leaf Fall 3D embossing. Absolutely gorgeous. You guys are probably familiar with this, another online exclusive, the Unbounded Love. If you're looking for a stamp set that has mix and match sentiments, this is really a good one for you guys to pick up. Then my favorite die, circle dies, the Spotlight on Nature. We'll use that on one of the cards. The carryover from last year, this is an online, is the Autumn Leaves. If you guys love leaves, this is a really good set to get, because it has some gorgeous leaves. And what's nice is they've got duplicates, so, you know, if you're cutting out a lot of leaves, you don't have to crank through your cut and emboss machine multiple times, since you've got 2 of them. The new Autumn Expression, which I know I've talked about this. I think this was in another video. This is a great one. I'm really tickled about it. And in the other video, I did talk about this particular die, and we actually use it in one of the cards. So I'm really happy about that. The DSP that we're using on all 3 cards are called Splendid Autumn. Drop Dead Gorgeous paper. I got it sideways here. I left myself a note because I put paper aside that will coordinate very well with what I'm about to show you. But in the event I need to get more, then I will do my best to substitute something that's the closest to the colors. I will do my best. But I wanted to show you guys this. It's just gorgeous paper. And then the back side is just the solids. I call it solids, but it's still print. But it's just gorgeous. And kudos to the designers. Then the adhesive sheets, I actually use it on one of the cards, and I'll explain how I use that. The ribbon is the Wild Wheat, and that is in the mini catalog. And I'll show you how I use this ribbon. I actually trimmed it, cut it. And it's kind of funny because this is my least favorite color, and I already had to order a 3rd pack of cardstock in Wild Wheat. It's just insane. But it's a beautiful accent color, but just not one that I would gravitate towards. And then, of course, the linen thread that I love to use. And the embellishment is the faux glass dots. Okay, so let me get that out of the way. Let me bring in the cards to show you. So here is one. We stamp the envelope, and it just opens up traditionally. And this is the die that I was talking about, and I'll go in more detail when we actually start getting into it. This is a fun fold. Love this layout because you use an entire piece of 6x6, and I love designing things that do not cause a lot of waste of gorgeous DSP. Makes me sad. So this layout actually uses all of these 6x6. And here is another fun fold. I do not know what this is called, but it kind of tucks in the corner. It might be a corner pocket. I don't know. That's what we'll call it. I stamped the envelope with the Wild Wheat, and then when it opens up, It's decorative right there. And then when you close it, it just kind of pops in a little bit. All right. So those are the three kits that will be sent to your home if you place a minimum order of $40 or more through my online store. My intent is to get these in the mail to you by the end of the month. All right, so let's start with this one because I just had it in my hand. I'll put these over here. And I apologize for clearing my throat, but I'm trying very hard not to cough. All right, so let me bring over everything that I need. We're going to be using two stamps, the Leaf and the Celebrate. The ink is Moody Mauve and Tuxedo Black. And I'm going to talk about that when I show you. All right, so what you will get is the envelope. Your card base is done in boho blue, and you'll get it cut and scored. The embossing piece is in wild wheat. I mean, you can just tell how gorgeous that is. Just picks it up. It's beautiful. Then the frame, which is from that die that I was talking about earlier, you'll get that. And then in boho blue, I'm gonna call these ferns. I don't know what they are, but they're ferns for this video. You'll get 3 of those in boho blue, and then 2 leaves that are in Moody Mauve, and then a die that is of the scenery, and actually it's the die from inside. And actually it's this one. When you die cut that piece, which I can't find right now, I'm trying to find it quickly and I can't, to show you, the die is like that. So you're actually getting the frame and you're also getting a label. And because it's all connected, you're getting a total of 4. So it's fun, but it's also utilizes your paper very well. So since this cuts out, I'm going to go ahead and include that. You can use it for another card. But it's there. I'll just stick it inside the envelope. So that'll be for you. The ribbon that I had talked about, I actually cut in half. Took my snips and cut it. Now, you're going to get plenty of ribbon that you should be able to do a couple cards with it. But I don't know, I think you guys can see in the camera, it's kind of raggedy looking. I love that look. I just thought it was kind of cool. So you may not like that, and that's okay if you don't. You can go ahead and just use the entire ribbon and make a bow. And then the die cut is like a chain, and I want to talk about the adhesive at this point. The adhesive sheet is great when you've got intricate dies that need to be cut. So the way it works is you peel it and you put it on the back of your cardstock. Flip it over, and let's just pretend that this is a die, and you put the die on top and run it through your machine, and the adhesive, which is this white piece here, is what you peel off, and there's stickiness on the actual die. So when you get this in the mail, I'm gonna already have the adhesive there, so all you have to do is peel the backing off. Okay, so that is all we need for this card. So let me get my bone folder out. Let's do some folding and burnishing, and then let's do some stamping and some assembly and get going. So as I'm doing this, I want to have a shout out to a sweet friend of mine. Her name is Lori. And she told me not too long ago that I'm the only YouTube video that she watches that she does not turn on the closed caption feature. I just got so tickled at her. It made my heart happy. So I appreciate you telling me that. And I want you to give your husband a big old hug because he has to sit through listening to me as I'm talking about all these kits. So... okay, so let's get back to this. Let's going to go ahead and stamp. You guys can see, I'm going to go ahead and stamp Celebrate, and I'm bringing my piercing mat over because I need a little bit of foam when I do it. And I'm going to use Tuxedo Black. Stamp it up really good. And see if I can line it up over here. And I would stamp a little bit further down because you want to make enough room for that chain, and you obviously don't want that to hang over. So I'm going to stamp that nice even press. Great. All right. Had to get a new chamois in this order, and I just got it dirty. Doesn't take long. Okay, so that's going to go in there. So let's do, what else do we have to stamp? We have to stamp the envelope. So let's get Moody Mauve and the leaf from Autumn Expressions. And all I did was just randomly stamped all over. And that's what I'm going to do here. Just back and forth. I kind of do like down the center first and then fill in wherever I need to. Kind of, you guys can see how I'm doing it. And then for this part here, I just fold it because I don't want to stamp the front. And I do the same thing, just random. There we go. All right. And that ink pad is really, really juicy. I had a messy stamp. All right, so that's that. I think we're done with stamping. Let me move that out of the way. Let me close this before I dip my fingers. Get that out of the way. All right, let's get some assembly going. This was a fun card. I enjoyed it. Love that die. All right, so let's go ahead and glue that. And I'm just going to glue it flat. So, and another thing, I ended up having to get a new phone. I was having trouble. My husband said, we just got to go get you a new phone. So this is my first video with my phone. And it's lots and lots of features. And I hope I've done it right. I won't know till I actually upload it to YouTube if I pick the right, whatever you call it. I'm trying to learn all the terminology. I guess the speed and all that stuff. Shutter, I don't know. Volumes, all that stuff. It's crazy. All right, so I adhered that one flat, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pre-line up everything to make sure this works. So I am going to adhere this one flat first, just to make sure I put it in the right spot. And you know I'm glue girl. So let's see, I need to go up just a little bit. Right in there, I think. Because I'm going to have some things hang over and I don't want to hide the word celebrate. And then this white backing, I think you guys can see. You just gotta kind of play with it and it'll peel. It'll peel off. Like so. When you peel, just kind of, go slow because you obviously don't want to tear it. The actual dyed image. If the paper gets stuck. Well, come on. There we go. You might have to press a little bit harder because it's not laying completely flat because of the embossing. All right, so for this one, I want it to pop up, so I'm going to add dimensionals. But you are more than welcome to adhere it flat if you like. I just felt like it needed, a little something. So, peel that off. I just put 4, but you can certainly put more or less as you want. So, and I think I got that lined up. Yep, that's good. Okay, now the ferns, well, I'm calling ferns. Let me just go ahead and line them up just to make sure. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue at the tip, at the bottom I'm not going to glue it completely flat. And then these two. So I think we're good. Plenty of room. Okay, I just needed to make sure I had enough room before I started gluing all this stuff down, because you just never know. And you can tell I'm barely putting any glue. I've not used the boho blue very much, which is kind of surprising because it's a pretty color. And it goes really well with that wild wheat. It's crazy, that wild wheat. I put, what was that color? Cherry cobbler. I was trying to make a card with cherry cobbler, and I went straight to the wild wheat, and I thought, wow, that looks great. But I didn't finish it, so I might change my mind, who knows. All right, so I think I put dimensionals there. I did. I put a small dimensional at the tip, so I'll do the same thing. Just getting the mini. If you hear my dog barking, I apologize. I did close the door, but it's pried open just a little bit. I have to be within eyesight, basically, with him. He might miss out on something. There he is. He probably heard me talking about him. All right, so I did dimensional on the end and just a little bit of glue. And I'm just going to prop it right there. And the dimensional's right there. I think that's glue. I think we're good. All right. With this lighting, I can't tell if the backing's off or not, so I'm having to touch the stickiness. All right, so yeah, that looks good right there. Okay, so with this bow, I love this Gringy. I don't know. It's different. I like it. Whoever gets it might not like it, but that's okay. I like it, and I'm having fun with it. So I would use a mini dot, and I'd press down on it. Now the mini dot's bigger than this ribbon, so when you peel it off, I lightly roll it. You don't really want to touch it hard because the oils from your skin will get on the mini dot and it won't stick very well. So I'm going to put it, let's see, go this way. And then getting my ribbon snips, I'll just trim it. Like so. There we go. And the embellishments will be the faux glass dot, you know, like I always do. I'll add it right before I actually put it in the mail. So there is card number 1. I hope you guys like that. That was really fun. It's so different. You can certainly turn it the other way if you so choose, but I wanted to do it this way just to follow that one. So that is card number 1. And let's see, card number 2. Let's do this fun fold. So it'll be this one here that we'll do. So let's see. I didn't realize that I ended up picking same colors on some of the cards. It was not intentional. It's just the way it happens sometimes when I don't create cards all in the same day. So stamp my wheat. This wheat has been a fun stamp to use too. And I got that. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay, so let me get the kit. So in your kit, oh my goodness, never enough room. Get this out of the way. So in your kit, you'll get, now I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but this is actually very vanilla. So you'll get the very vanilla envelope. And because there's an extra strip that we cut, I'm going to go ahead and put that on the envelope. And then you will get enough linen thread to tie a bow. Now, my husband made me a bow maker, so with that I wrapped it 3 times and then tied it. And then the leaves are Cajun Craze, and testing me on colors here, Cajun Craze, pumpkin pie, and pecan pie. And the Spotlight on Nature die, which is very vanilla. The inside, I'm going to go ahead and provide with you because it is an odd cut. So I'm going to give you that. And Cajun Craze, that's going to come to you cut and score. This is basically the outside piece here. The DSP will come to you cut and already scored. And then the card base, which is done in Cajun Craze. Okay, so for all of my Stamp and Seal customers, I'm going to do the envelope first using that. Let me get my piercing mat, not my piercing mat, my silicone mat. Got a mess here off camera. And go ahead and use that. Get that camera. Oh, I feel like I'm getting ready to cough. All right, so we Stamp and Seal buddies. I know you're proud of me. You're smiling because I'm using it. I know it, because you guys know how I feel about it. So this is, I don't know what side. I think I'm going to use this side just because that's so pretty. But you guys can use any side you want. And just hold that down and go straight down. And then right before you lift, just twist, and you won't, it helps prevent you from getting, I call them stringy, stringy sticky stuff. So, and then just lay it, try not to get my head in the camera, flat like that. And then your non-ribbon snips, trim off the excess. All right. Pretty easy right there. Not too difficult. All right, so I think we're done with that for now. And this is the card base. I'm just going to move this off camera. We don't need it right now. Card base. This we need to go ahead and fold and burnish where it's scored. And I would give these a really good burnish. I would actually flip them on both sides so that it has a really good crease and folds very nicely back and forth, because people, when they open it up, they're going to want to play with it. I know it. So since I have this here, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, and you just glue it as if it's just a regular layer, just centering all 4 sides. And do that. So I wonder if everybody else is having allergy problems like I am. It's been crazy. Husband cutting grass and hay cutting, and I think all that just stirred up whatever it is that I'm allergic to. It has not been fun. Okay, so this part is really this right here. Get the camera right here. So again, you want to give it a really good fold and burnish. I would do both sides. Yeah, I don't have that lined up very well. There we go. I folded it too soon. I'm going to work it and retrain that paper. And then I would fold it. You don't have to. I just find that if I want something to close a little bit better and people don't really struggle. Sometimes I have elderly people that receive my cards, and they sometimes fumble with my cards. So I'm trying to be a little bit more sensitive to that kind of stuff. So I don't think I'm going to glue that yet. So let's do some stamping before I was going to glue that down, and I thought, no, let's not do that. Let's not take that chance. So let's do some stamping, and I need to bring back, I don't need my piercing mat yet. So let's do the Grateful for You. And since it already is a rubber foam, I don't need my piercing mat for foam. That's done in Cajun Craze. And you know what? I'm not really paying attention if things are in camera. I apologize if things have just been off camera. I've been concentrating very hard not to cough, and I need to refocus, I guess. So just line it up. The fact that this is a circle makes it so much easier to try and do a straight one. Straight stamp line. It only matters when I get ready to adhere it. And I think I still need that. Yes. So move that over. I think I'm done with that. I'm going to bring over, where's my little stamp? I need to stamp, since I got Cajun Craze open, I need to stamp this leaf, and I need to stamp the today and every day. So I'm going to bring my foam mat back over for cushion. Let's do this one first. Get this one out of the way. So this is a really fun stamp. I'm just really tickled pink they carried it over. They don't always do that, but I guess the last couple of years they started doing that, and I absolutely grateful that they do that, because I love all my stamps and I want to continue using them. So, all right, so I need, there, it's very small, the today and every day. So line that up. And because this is so small, try not to press really hard, like don't smash it, because it'll give you, I'll call it like a blurry image. So just a real light touch, hold it for a couple seconds, and then just lift up. And there you go. All right, I don't think I need that anymore. We're done with Cajun Craze. I know I'm going to use it again on a later one. So this wheat has been super fun to work with. It's great because you can easily overlap it, and it looks like a wheat field. It's a great design. So I think I just stamped it twice. So that's what I'm going to do. Stamp it once, and then it's going to do a bit of an overlap, you'll see. But it blends in. It's perfect. It's a great design, whoever did that one. All right, I think, is that it? I think. Okay. I've been taking cough medicine, antibiotics. It's been crazy, so my brain's a little foggy, so I'm kind of like double, triple checking everything to make sure. All right, so we're going to go ahead and glue this down. And I'm just going to glue everything flat except the Spotlight on Nature. If I remember correctly, I used dimensionals there. But there is a trick to laying that out. So there we go. Here's that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that. And just like your, oh, I have to clean that off. I don't know what that is. Like a little glue maybe. When you glue it down, you want to just like in the middle, just center it, just like you would any other label. And I think that's centered. That looks centered. I don't think that looks crooked. All right, so it's going to look like that, okay? Good so far, right? Okay, so on this, before I put the dimensionals on here, I want to mention just when you put this together, this label, you automatically want to try and center this against this. Well, don't in this case, because if you open it up, you're going to end up bending the piece that's sticking out. So you want to move it over. And you can make it flush if you want. It's entirely up to you. But I would leave just a little bit of room right in here so that, and make sure that you're not overhanging on this side, so that when you open it up, you're not going to be bending the Spotlight on Nature die. I think that makes sense, right? Okay, so I did use dimensionals. I can feel it. And I just put a couple like right in here. Make sure you don't put any right there. All right, so let's see, where's my dimensionals? Let me get the large ones. So I'm gonna flip it over just so I can keep track. I'll probably put 4. We'll see. Maybe I'll put 5. Yeah. You can never have too many dimensionals, but you can certainly have not enough dimensionals, especially when it makes it through the post office. My gosh, there's sometimes letters I get. I'm like, really? Did you not know that that was a card? Okay, so you want to make sure this part is hanging over. So line it up. Now, this is where you want this to be straight. So let me go a little bit slow here. Concentrate right on the edge. There we go. Good here and good here, and it's not bending. Perfect. Okay, so on the leaves, looks like I used mini. So I'm going to lay this one flat. Let me go ahead and do that one now. And then, just because I had it hanging over, I added a dimensional just so that it wouldn't get flat. And let's see, I think I'll go that way. So that was a mini, if I remember right. It's been a couple days because I wanted to do this earlier. I only did one, so one goes. I'm trying to copy it, and I think I just did it right there. Okay, then the rest is glued down. I wanted to do this video several days ago, and it was like, what is happening? I know everything happens for a reason, and I'm not quite sure why I needed to get sick, but I did get a new phone, so there was a positive out of all that, right? So I just lay that down and a little good bit of glue right in here, I think. And let's see. Right there, I think will work. All right, so let me put a cap on this glue. My ribbon, or my linen thread, I would go ahead again and use a mini dot and do the same thing. The mini dot is bigger than the ribbon, so I would gently fold it, lightly, I guess is a better description, and then just put it right on top, and ribbon snips, just kind of clean it up a little bit. Oops. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Oh, I like this side better. I wish I would have done that, but wasn't thinking when I did it. So there you go. And you can tell these are two different 6x6 DSPs that I used, but they go very well together, very nicely with all the colors that I picked out. And then, of course, the not dimensionals, my goodness, the embellishments, I'll go ahead and take care of those. So this is card number 2. I hope you guys are enjoying the fun fold. It's a little bit different, and I like that. So let's see. This is another, let's see, where'd it go? This is another fun fold. This is the one I don't know what it's called. We're going to call it a corner tuck. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let me bring all that stuff out for that. And have a nice day. The wheat, wild wheat, and Cajun Craze ink. And I think that's all we used. Yes, okay. I'm just going to leave this flap open because I'll be referring to it. So, excuse me. So with this one, you'll get, let me, I don't know if these little pieces in here or not. You'll get the envelope, and I'll talk about that in just a second. You'll get your card base that will be cut and scored in, this is copper clay. And the inside is a particular measurement. So I'm going to go ahead and provide that to you. I know some people, when they do the insides, they don't necessarily go all the way over as close as I do to the edges. So I felt like for this fun fold that that's what it needed. So I'm going to go ahead and provide that to you. And then the corner piece here is, I'll talk about that when we get ready to adhere that. And then the outside piece is your scenery that will go right here. And then the label for the outside there. And then you'll get your 3 leaves, which is pumpkin pie, that lovely wild wheat, and, you know, I'm being sarcastic, and the Moody Mauve. It has been a fun color. It's just not a color that I would gravitate towards, so I just have to pick on myself about that. All right, so I'm going to move this a little bit more out of the way to make some room, and let me go ahead and score. Can I glue anything? Let me go ahead and score. Not score, fold and burnish. I was looking at that scoring when I said score. I didn't mean to say that. All right, so let's do, I'm going to do some stamping. Let's just do some stamping. So the envelope and the inside, and then this piece. So let me get all this out of the way. Kind of tucked in. Oops. All right, so let's do the envelope, and I'm just going to bring out a piece of scrap because I'm going to overlay. So the envelope is stamped with the wheat in wild wheat. They've really gotten me this time. We got peach pie, we got pumpkin pie, and we got images that are a pumpkin pie, and we got wild wheat color, and we've got a wild wheat image. They're just, it's been fun. Been laughing at myself. Okay, so on the envelope, I started out up at the top and kind of worked my way down, kind of overlapping. And that's how I'll do the exact same thing here. That's why this stamp set's so great, because you can overlap it and it looks like it was part of it. It's just really great. I'm having fun with it. All right, so I need I need to do the inside. The same, I just threw that off to the side. The inside's doing the same thing. I'll start up at the top and kind of work my way down gradually. And I took it a little bit further just so that, you know, when you open up the card, you can still see a little bit, but you don't have to do that. That's entirely up to you. So I think I'm in camera. Let's stamp. And I'm going to overlap. Let's love that. It's been great. And I've used this stamp set multiple times, which is always my goal. I don't like using a stamp set one time. You know, as I get to do more Stampin' Up, I get more selective in what I'm picking. And to me, that's just a smart buyer. All right, so we are done with that. So let's move that to the front. Let's stamp this. So with this one, I'm still going to use this because I'm going to stamp off the edge. I recommend doing your words first for placement, just so that you know that you have enough room to put those words instead of starting with the stamped leaves. So stamp it up with Cajun Craze and do my best to center. I'm going to go up high just a little bit. There we go. Nice even pressure. Perfecto. All right, so I'm gonna get that, move that. And I don't need the wild wheat. I'm missing the leaf. Here we go. This is the ones that I used on the previous cards. So just kind of random, however, just kind of fill it up. Let's see. We'll do it this way. You just want to see a little bit. You don't want to go too crazy. You could go crazy, but you don't need to go that crazy. And I think that'll work. I think that's enough. I think that'll be just fine. And I think we're done stamping. I think we're good. All right, so let's do some assembly. Let's see. Envelope is done. Let's do the card. All right, the inside, we'll go ahead and do that. So far, no coughing, no tickling. I'm not laughing like I usually do, so I might be a little bit more serious in the video, and I hope that doesn't bother you. And Lori, if you're listening, you might have to go closed caption. Now see, I just laughed. I'm going to start coughing. Hear my nasally Willie Nelson interpretation. All right, so that one's good. Let's go ahead and glue. Just since we're gluing, let's glue. And I decided to go ahead and use the solid just because it popped. I thought it didn't blend in because I felt like it was taking away from the image here. That's why I decided to do the blue. All right, so with this one I wanted to talk about, I used dimensionals, the mini, and I put it along the edge here, like 3 or 4 here and 3 or 4 here. Just make sure you don't put any right here because you want this to tuck in. And for it to tuck in, you do want to use dimensionals to have that pop. So, and I would put it, you know, right on the edge. So let's go ahead and do that. And I put it right as close as you can to the edge without it sticking out, because you just want to leave enough room for that corner piece to tuck in. So we want the bottom. I'm just double checking. It's been a couple days since I put this card together. So I probably just did this all off camera. But here you go. That's what's going to look like that. Okay? I think you guys got it. I vacuumed the other day too. That probably didn't help with my allergies. But I had those backings just everywhere. And I had to clean it up. Just line it right smack on the edge. There you go. All right, so now we are going to glue the scenic piece to the front like that. And I glued it flat. And I pretty much did everything flat because I wanted to make sure that this laid flat so that it would be able to tuck in and stay tucked in. So just line this up and lay it down. Okay, so let me go ahead and do this before I talk about placement. Let me glue this down real quick. Line it up. Oop. That just slid a little bit, but I think I got it. Okay, so for to place this, just kind of, I always say kind of, but be careful of where you glue it. You don't want to glue it down so far that it's not going to be able to tuck in correctly. And you don't want it so far up that you're going to miss the tuck in. So there's kind of like a sweet spot. You want it just a little bit overlap to make sure that it stays in place. As you can tell, like right in there. Okay. So I would just put glue from this part up. Make sure you don't put glue on the bottom, or else you will glue your card closed. All right. And I put my tweezers right where my glue is so that I know where to put it. And center left and right. And then just place it. I think that's, yeah, that's straight. Sometimes it's hard to tell if it's straight unless I pick it up. So that will tuck in nicely. Okay, so the leaves are done with mini dimensional, so I'm going to do the same thing. And if I end up, I'm going to do big ones. If I end up cutting out extra leaves, I'll certainly send them to you guys, and you can just use them on another card, or you can add them to any of these cards that you end up making. But if you find extras, just know that it was intentional. Yeah, because when I cut out leaves, I mean, I just get all kinds of colors, and I just start cutting, because you just never know. I say cutting, die cut. So I'm just going to put that there. And when you place the leaves, make sure you don't put it so close to here, because it will prevent you from closing it up. So I would put it up a little bit higher. And you can certainly overlap it, like what I'm just going to do, because it's not going to hurt anything. And then I'll do right here. And there we go. Tucks in nicely. And I did not put any embellishments on it. I felt like there was a lot going on with the stamped leaves and the actual leaves, so I elected not to. But you may like that, and go for it. And go ahead and add it. So this is card number 3. Let me clean up my spot here. So let's do a recap. Card we just did, which is card number 3, card number 2, and these are the ones I'm actually showing you that's got the embellishments. And then card number 1. There we go. I think these turned out great. I'm real pleased with them. I hope you like these cards. I hope you like the fun fold layout. So let's do a real quick recap before I close here. So if you would like to get the October kit at the end of the month, please place your order before 26th October. And minimum order of $40 through my online store. If you remember, please use my host code. If you happen to forget, don't worry about it. But it would help if you could use that host code. And then what will happen is by 30 October, I will get these kits out to you in the mail, and I will send you an email letting you know that they were mailed. And in that email, by 30 October, I will have attached this written tutorial for you, and it has cut measurements. It has pictures of how to cut up the DSP so that you don't have any waste and basically ruin your cutting up of the DSP. And it will allow you to actually duplicate and make these cards over and over again. The fun fold, you can use all kinds of different themes with it, and I feel like you guys would actually utilize this particular tutorial more than maybe the other ones. So, but there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm glad that I didn't have a coughing spell. That was great that I made it through. If you enjoy the fun fold kind of thing, give me a thumbs up and let me know. Instead of just doing always, I'm going to call a standard card. I like mixing things up, and I'm assuming you guys like that too, since you are getting these kits free. Just something different. So thank you so much. Appreciate all the folks that are subscribing to my channel. It's a great feeling. My heart is happy. and I appreciate all the support that everyone is giving me. So you guys have a wonderful week, and stay warm, stay cool, whatever area you guys are in. We're getting some crazy weather now. And happy stamping to you all. Take care. Bye.